Why is there something rather than nothing? Take a moment. Look around you. Seriously. What is all this? Colors, shapes, sounds, thoughts, people, stars, air, emotions. All of it. Why does anything exist at all? Not just the objects, but the experience of them. Why do you feel like you are something? Why do you feel like you exist? Why should there be any experience at all instead of blank emptiness? It's a raw, mind-bending mystery that hits at the very core of everything. Existence, reality, and how anything, including you and me, can possibly be real. Consciousness, the raw presence of being, the quiet, persistent glow of awareness. That sensation of experience and being, the fact that experience happens at all. The feeling of being someone, from the inside. But what is it? Where does it come from? And why does it exist in the first place? Some argue consciousness isn't just a product of neural computation. It might not emerge from matter. How can that be? It might precede it. It might be fundamental to reality. Idealism holds that consciousness is primary, and what we call matter is just a pattern within experience. Panpsychism suggests that consciousness exists in some form at every level of physical reality, even in particles. Under this view, the universe isn't a dead machine, but a vast field of proto-experience. Why does it feel like anything to be? If consciousness is everywhere, then, why does the external world feel so definite, objective, and shared, if it all arises from mind? How do simple proto-conscious units, if they exist, combine into unified, coherent experiences? A combination problem. How do scattered mini-minds become one mind? Why is there experience at all? Why isn't the universe just unconscious stuff moving blindly according to laws? Why is there something it is like to be anything? Maybe nothing was never an option in existence. Some philosophers argue that true non-existence is impossible, that something must exist, by necessity, that the universe didn't just happen to emerge. It just had to. Existence as a metaphysical necessity. Maybe reality is like a self-writing story. Not because anyone authored it, but because the story is inevitable. Perhaps existence isn't optional. It simply is. Others go further, claiming the very concept of nothingness is incoherent. You can't actually conceive of nothing. Not empty space, not blackness, not silence. Not even the absence of time, just total absence. No space, no form, no mind, no possibility. And maybe that's not just hard to imagine. It might be logically meaningless. A contradiction masquerading as a concept. But even if that's true, it still leaves us with a frustrating question. Why this existence? If something had to exist, why this particular universe, one with stars, suffering, mathematical structure, entropy, joy, cats, and death? Why not something radically different, or something simpler? Or something that never gave rise to conscious experience at all? If existence is necessary, its specifics still feel arbitrary. Can the universe and existence come from nothing? Can anything emerge from nothing? But on closer inspection, then nothing isn't truly nothing. It's often more like an abstract stage, a blank canvas that still comes preloaded with structure, a stripped-down version of something, a background still governed by rules, structures, or latent potential. There are different levels of nothingness, each progressively more radical. At the shallowest level, nothing simply means empty space, no matter, no particles, just a vast silent void. But this isn't true nothing. Space itself is a structure. It has dimensions, geometry, and allows for the possibility of things happening. It's an arena, not an absence. Go deeper, and physics presents the quantum vacuum. Some claim to be nothing, but it's far from it. A quantum vacuum is a seething field of potential, rich with energy fluctuations. Virtual particles can spontaneously emerge and vanish. It's an unstable, dynamic state, a kind of primordial engine humming with activity. It operates according to precise mathematical laws. It has causal structure. In every meaningful sense, it's still something. Some theories push further. They propose that even space and time are emergent properties, bubbling up from a more fundamental substrate. In these models, what precedes the universe is not matter or energy, but abstract mathematical structure, timeless laws, information, or logical forms that somehow give rise to existence. But again, this presumes a deep bedrock of structure. Laws, logic, and form are not nothing. They are blueprints. They are order. But what if we try to go all the way, past particles, past space, past even laws themselves? What if we try to imagine the absence of everything? No space, no time, no rules, no potential, no possibility, not even a void, just nothing. We can't do it. You can imagine darkness or silence, but those are still experiences, and they still presuppose a frame of reference. You're still picturing something. Absolute nothingness, the complete absence of existence, of being, of any conceivable state, is not just difficult to imagine. It may be logically incoherent. Even the concept of nothing seems to require a background against which nothingness could be said to obtain. It collapses in on itself. So when some theories say the universe or existence came from nothing, they often redefine nothing to mean a minimal something, a quantum field, a multiverse-generating mechanism, a pre-geometric landscape of possibility, all fascinating, all rich with explanatory power. But none of them answer the foundational question. They just reframe it. If your theory starts with a law, a rule, a field, or an abstract mathematical structure, then the real mystery just shifts. Why does that exist? Why is there a framework at all? Why not literally nothing? No framework, no logic, no being. The more we dig, the more we find that nothing may never have been a viable starting point to begin with. It may not be a real option. It may be a word that points to a conceptual void we simply cannot enter, because there's no there. We may be chasing a mirage, looking for the origin of something from a direction where not even the rules of direction apply. And that's not just a failure of imagination. It might be a structural boundary of thought itself. One philosophical challenge in explaining existence is infinite regress. Every cause or explanation seems to demand a prior cause, leading to an endless chain, without a definitive starting point. If the universe or existence exists because of some cause or law, then what caused that cause? And what caused that? Without a foundation, explanations risk running forever, without resolution. To avoid this, many propose an ultimate first cause, an entity or fact that exists necessarily and requires no further explanation. This first cause is often regarded as a brute fact. It simply is, without cause or reason. Some identify this first cause with God, suggesting a conscious, necessary being, as the foundation of all else. Others suggest the origin might be a causal, events or realities that occur without a prior cause, breaking the classical chain of cause and effect. This challenges our standard assumptions about causality and attempts to halt infinite regress by positing that not all things require causes. Additionally, some theories propose that reality is a closed, self-contained system, a structure that exists without external cause or influence. In this view, the universe bootstraps itself into existence, requiring no cause beyond itself. Each of these ideas attempts to provide a stopping point to infinite regress and an explanation for existence, but all face challenges. The ultimate first cause may simply replace one mystery with another, leading to a God of the gap style argument that doesn't fully solve why that cause exists. A causal origins raise questions about the nature and coherence of causality itself, and closed system models, while conceptually elegant, remain speculative and difficult to verify. Ultimately, these approaches bring up the limits of human explanation and suggest that the fundamental nature of existence might be an irreducible mystery, one that resists final resolution.